subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
Let me get Franklin.
What up? So, I mean, I'm from Chicago, born
Okay.
and raised. It's all I know. I'm white,
Okay.
and I've done a lot of work on the west side, the south side, the east side, up north. I work all around this place on a multitude of levels. And the one thing I don't see changing is in certain areas, and it's situational design. But it also has a lot to do with gangs, drugs, and listen to, I mean, some of the stuff that the music talks about, the influence, the frequency, the vibration. It sends people into a trance where they're not really paying attention. So if we're going to fix this problem and get things right, we got to do it as one. If we keep, trying to dig up potatoes, what's that going to do? What happened to them?
Mhm.
How are we going to fix this as one? Because
So,
this is one nation under God. I come on these spaces and all I hear is back and forth, and then slanderous words towards one another. I think it's insanity.
so
So I'm
let's
just hoping and
go back.
praying that everybody gets their stuff together, especially with this being my home,
All right.
and
Now, hold
we
on.
could get on the same page. That's all I really wanted to say.
Hold on, because you're talking about the music. Well, most rap songs are purchased and listened to by white people.
Well, no. What I'm saying is the newer stuff. It's not like the old school rap. Old school rap is a little bit better. It had more meaning to it. Nowadays, it's way off, man. There's some new artists though that are hitting the charts.
But yeah, you said that you were saying that the music contributes to, I guess, what some of the illiteracy, but it's white people who listen to most rap songs.
Now, what I'm saying is it's mind control, similar to COVID-19. They indoctrinated the pop,
Mhm.
all of us, right? What happened? Every single station, every single frequency, same message. Stand in line, sheeple.
Mm.
You know what I did? I had every symptom in the book when 2020 hit. And whoever wrote this script that we're all living in had to have been an eye doctor. The
Oh,
year 2020.
okay.
Think about it.
Get my brother Dan. What's
Yeah, that made no sense at all.
the add on?
Yeah, sorry, that
What
made no
what
sense at
what
all.
what doesn't make sense? I'm not understanding.
Everything you're saying,
Oh,
like the biggest consumer of hip hop is, you know, Caucasian people, your people, right? And does that explain why they keep shooting up schools? Because that's what they do.
no,
They shoot up
what
schools, they shoot up movies, they do all type of stuff. So you talk about
those
mass shooting.
people have a
Uh,
dysfunction when those people are alienated to change
oh,
their
lone wolf,
genders
lone wolf.
so when you look into it, my man,
So how are these people alienated in the same way?
look at what happened with COVID-19. Every single station around the clock. You know what I did to cure that shit? I unplugged my TVs. All the symptoms went away. I was the one who went to the police stations, the fire departments, the school boards, and said, "Listen,
Yeah,
we're
but
under attack."
you saying stuff that doesn't make sense. Like y'all, you talk about the situation in Chicago, but you won't talk about the things that they've done with legislation to create the situation. Like even the highway that runs through Chicago, right?
Hmm.
That was done as a form of segregation. And then on top of them running a whole highway through it, not to mention all the other stuff they did. Like I don't know, flooding the community with drugs, closing a bunch of schools, consolidating a lot of stuff. They had a lot to do with it. So every time they start to settle, they actually take something and they throw a rock and they kind of make it waves again. Like that's the government actually doing that.
Buddy, I
Even
know
right,
that all too well. I know
okay.
that
So
all
why?
too well.
So why would you
What
blame?
I'm getting
Why
at
would you
though is
blame
this.
him on this? Because even right now in Chicago, they just signed this thing to make it harder for federal troops to execute these ICE raids, which makes no sense at all considering Chicago should not be a sanctuary city, being where it's at in the
I,
first place. Then on top of that, the immigrants that come to the city, they spent massive amounts of money on those people. All of those schools they said that couldn't be reopened, somehow they reopened those schools to put those immigrants there. So I don't want to hear this nonsense about we aren't doing enough and it's this. No, they are deliberately crashing the system out so they can keep pointing to the federal government saying we need more money. Look how bad the situation is, while at the same time increasing the factors that make the situation bad. It's a disingenuous argument. You even yourself said you know it too well. So why not lead with that? That's not what you started your conversation. You talking some bullshit hypnotism shit. But no, that's not even true. People understand entertainment is entertainment. Watching those Arnold Schwarzenegger movies as a kid didn't make you want to go out and try to find a rail gun and shoot through 30 mafia guys, did it? No, of course not, because you understand it's entertainment. When we listen to rap music, it's just entertainment. And people from Chicago and otherwise, everybody in our community knows it's simply entertainment. The music has no bearing on what people are doing. If you look at the core of all of these shootings that's going on, any type of conflict that's going on,
Yeah,
it's
there
typically a
was
reason
50 of
behind it.
them this weekend. There's 50 of them this weekend. That's
And
entertaining.
there's typically a conflict behind why they're doing what they're doing. They have some type of issue. Now, when you take people from your community who decide to go and shoot up a Catholic school, or shoot up a Christian school, or shoot up a mall, or shoot up a supermarket full of innocent, soft targets, right? People who don't have weapons, that's just because they're evil.
I'm not sure what you're insinuating when you say my community, because my community is full of
But
all types of cultures and ethnicities.
why?
Real quick,
I'm
what's your
from
background?
Chicago.
What's your background, sir?
My background, I'm a management consulting. I
No, no, no.
analyze
I'm
psycho
almost
business
certain. I'm
analysts.
almost certain you're Irish, right?
There's a little bit of that in my DNA.
I can tell. So exactly. So Irish people, right? You guys, your family was in law enforcement before you, the generation before you, right? Law enforcement, firefighting, something like that, right?
No, no, you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. I'm
That's
the
all I'm asking you.
guy.
I'm asking you. Saying when I talk about your community, right? I'm talking about Europeans, Caucasian people you refer to as white.
I actually have relatives and family that are actually mixed with black as
I'm
well, bro.
sure you do. But the
So
point I'm
no,
making
I
is,
really
right?
do.
People
I
from your,
really do.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm sure you do. What I'm saying is, people from your community or your side of the track, however you want to call it these days, they
From
understand.
Chicago, okay. My community, Chicagoans. Go ahead.
I'm talking about the
I'm listening.
Europeans. Like, I mean, anyway.
No,
Anyway,
no, Chicagoans. Chicagoans. That's my community.
yeah, Europeans, like I said. So anyway, the people from your
Oh,
community,
okay.
right? The things that y'all do, y'all will sit up and understand that the government is creating these factors in order to increase the amount of money flowing to Chicago so they can use it for whatever they want to use it for. You will know that, but then you'll get up here and say, "Oh, it's hypnotism," and they're making you guys dance with these music, and like that's nonsense, bro. They literally create the conditions on purpose. It was no secret when they brought all those migrants that they dropped them right off in the neighborhood where all the black people were. They didn't take them
Buddy, I
all to
got
one side.
videos of it. I got videos of it. I was on the west side and the south side
So you
recording it.
know what they did. So why not leave
I
with
know
that?
exactly what they did. Now, what's depressing is when over 20 years, I've looked at areas that are pretty ran down, and I'm seeing people, just it's not normal.
Yeah,
You know what
and
I mean?
you take those
And then, but 20
you
years
take those
later,
areas that are already depressed and run down. You dump what 15, 20,000 people who not from the area who are violent, undocumented in those areas. Do you make it better or worse?
so check this out.
Do
I
you make
also
it better or worse? Let me ask you a question. Do you make that area better or worse?
I repeat your question. I didn't understand.
I said all those rundown areas you're talking about for 20 years. You dump 20 to 30,000 people who are poor, undocumented, and broke in those areas. Do you make it better or worse?
I mean, you know the answer.
I'm
I
asking you.
mean, well, why ask a loaded
I'm
question?
asking you. Do you make it better or
Is this
worse?
a setup conversation,
No, I'm
or is
asking you
this
a question.
are
No,
we
no, no. Here's the thing,
conversing
right? Here's
to
the thing.
actually get
Every
somewhere
time we have a
so all
conversation
this
with people, they
racism
don't
shit
want to
stops?
acknowledge it. So you already know the answer to that question, right?
So again, you're asking a loaded
I'm asking you. Do
question.
you already know the answer to the question? Yes or no? I'm not even
You're
talking about
you're
the question
you're
anymore.
you- you're asking a loaded
I'm
question.
asking you. Do you
I'm
already
not the guy who
understand the answer
brought
to
him
that
here, my
question?
man. I'm not the
That's
guy who
not what I'm
brought him
saying.
here.
I didn't say that. I'm asking you. Do you understand what that does to that part of the community? Right? It makes it worse. Yes or no? That's all I'm asking.
Well, when you look at a community that's
Oh my God,
already
bro, this
in
is
a situation,
at the end of the day,
how
it
do you
makes it
fix it?
worse, right? So
How do
this
you
just
fix
proves
it
you
then?
how disingenuous you are about having an actual conversation. Because if I'm going
No,
to say,
I'm
hey,
just
there's a
trying to
leak,
find a solution.
if there's a no, it's not. You here to point your finger and criticize without actually acknowledging what's causing these situations. And it's crazy because you already know what's causing these situations, but to play dumb like you don't know what's causing these situations and just criticize is very disingenuous. That's bullcrap.
Here's what happened.
When asked the question,
Look
you
at
should
all
go with
those
the
ran
boldest
down
question.
Look at all
You
those
did
ran
not
down
want to answer the
buildings.
question because you already know by answering the question truthfully, it would expose your true intent. Your true intent is not to actually help the community. Your true intent is to point the finger because you really want
I'm
to help the
not pointing
community.
fingers
You
at
need
anything.
you would have your first thing when you out your mouth would have been to the criticize the politicians that created conditions. As a matter of fact, if you talk to most people from Chicago, they'll tell you right now that the mayor is a terrible mayor, just like the one before the mayor,
I agree.
and they don't really care.
I
They don't really
agree.
care about the people.
I
No,
agree.
that's what people who care about Chicago start the
I
conversation.
agree.
And also, they also start the conversation saying, "Hey, the mayor wanted to give $2 billion to illegal immigrants out of Chicago by raising the property taxes after saying they didn't want to raise the property taxes." See, that's what people who actually care about Chicago start the conversation. See, I used to live in Chicago. I didn't talk about it. Shout out to Ogun. You know, my ex girlfriend grew up in the Chatham area on 87. I'm very familiar with Chicago, so I know what's on the ground. I just like to see where y'all go when y'all take the conversation. I used to volunteer over there, so I know what's going on. I forgot the priest's name. He used to do these walks all through Chicago talking about what's going on, and he even alluded to the politicians. So I know you know what's going on because you keep talking about these areas, but you are literally leading out the government's hand in these areas. And you're gonna try to blame it on the music. The music is just a reflection of what's going on.
Well, I'm not saying all music.
They're
What I'm
talking about what's
saying is
going on,
some of
but
it.
you started
So,
that. Like
I mean, it's a
if the
variation of
music
so
talk
much.
about hey, I grew up on this street, somebody got shot from that street, my partner's gonna get up on the next street. They're talking about what actually happened, the conflict. They're not saying, hey, you should go do this. They're saying this is what happened. And if they are saying this, they should go do this. If you ever watch a movie, right, with Jet Li, with The Rock, or with Arnold Schwarzenegger, there are movies where they are paid assassins. Rambo killed a lot of people, put they did a lot of harmful stuff.
Oh, it's some kind
Talk about you.
of bad reception.
You hear me now?
Oh, yo, Dan, you're kind of breaking up a little bit.
All right, you hear me now?
He's trying to drop a mic with his point, and I'm just trying to get on the same page here, so all this back and forth stuff isn't happening. Because I join a space to hear stuff, and then I just hear all this nonsense, and it's like, wow, I'm from this place, and this is how my people act.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now, brother. We got you.
Okay, my bad.
So
My
back to
background
what
was
I was
bad.
saying. Oh, but one person at a time speak. Let me go real quick. Look at all these buildings that are ran down in areas that used to have manufacturing going on. Before all the drugs and prostitution and all that hit these areas, right? It was a thriving area. Families were safe. There weren't shootouts. There weren't gang rivalries. We didn't have that, but it's exponentially grown out of control.
Wait, hold on. Wait, you say you
What happened to those factories?
1 second. You said you didn't have gang rivalries in Chicago. You mean the home of Al Capone and the mafia? Y'all have always had gang rivalries in Chicago. Chicago was gangland. It's always been a place where gangsters and mobsters and underworld figures, because Chicago is in the middle of the country, so it's always been a major distribution hub for all types of illegal liquor, drugs.
All types of stuff. I get it. You're right.
So let's not do that. The
Right,
gangs,
right there by McKinley Park.
right?
He had the building right across the street, bro. So it is what it is. Yeah, there were gangsters, but the gangsters had stuff under control. All these little gangs that just want to pimp hoes and sell dope and up communities is what messed things up. And now you see
You said
ran
hold
down,
on.
burnt down, all types of nothingness when we need to fix this and eliminate this so our city starts thriving again so we can protect this place like it once was protected.
Al Capone murdered children. What are you talking about? The St. Valentine's Day massacre. Like this is what I'm saying. Like they glorify
Right.
the quote unquote gangsters from their era. But let's be clear about this. Al Capone bought off half Chicago police.
Hmm.
He actually sat on the commission with Lucky Luciano and them guys from New York. They was running a nationwide syndicate running drugs, heroin, and booze all through the United States, literally poisoning the United States. All through Chicago. As a matter of fact, they even spread it all into Milwaukee. Like this is what I'm saying.
No,
Like
I
but
get
you will
it.
look
I
at
get it.
and then when we talk about and this is again
That's,
this is
but
the dangerous
again,
part. When you talk
that's
about
where,
hold on,
that's where.
let me finish. My signal got messed up. Let me just finish my point. When you talk about those rundown factories, let's talk about how they got there. A Democratic president sent the jobs overseas.
Correct.
When you
Correct.
take the see, and this is the part that you skip. When you take away a person's ability to feed themselves and their family, they get desperate. And thus desperation creates crime. People know that. Most crimes is done out of desperation. So you know that too, but you didn't start there. You're starting with, well, the factories are just done. Tell the whole story.
Once the
The whole story.
manufacturing left, society went downwards.
Who sent the manufacturing away though?
The Democrats.
Oh,
Did they not know what would happen when they send the manufacturing away?
I mean, look at the society of where it is now.
No, thank you. They literally sabotaged the community. That's my point. I'm from Michigan. I remember when this place called Flint. There's a place called Flint, Michigan. They used to have a Ford. They used to have a GMC plant there. It was literally Flint was literally a company town. It was a very good town. People had real good money. They had two homes. Blah blah blah. As soon as those factories shut down, it became a crime-ridden town. So broke they couldn't afford to clean the water. So we see this happening, but you know where people start the story? At the bad. No, start what they did. Most of this stuff they doing, you can literally trace back to legislation, specifically that affects black communities, Democratic legislation. So we know what's going on. So that all of this blaming on the music nonsense, you got to chill out with that, bro. Like when you start this story, the next time you do this, right? Start with, hey, the community used to be a great place until those politicians took away all the manufacturing jobs and sent them over to China. And then they flood the community with drugs and things of that nature because they've already admitted to doing this. So
I
why not
threw a
start
lot
the
out there
conversation
to
there?
see what would catch. So, all right, go ahead.
No, you said a lot of stuff that was misleading and half truths. So when you tell the whole truth, it makes a lot more sense. You're not putting nothing you saying into perspective.
So you're the only person
Instead, you're
that tells
blaming
the
on some
whole truth.
heterodox stuff. Brother, you came off the mic talking about hypnotism through music and all this other
It's
nonsense, bro.
happening.
Okay. What do you think had a bigger effect on the community? Them taking away the manufacturing jobs or somebody listening to Tupac in 96?
It's the manufacturing.
Exactly. So why not start there?
But it's a combination of all types of stuff, bro.
No. We supposed to got
It
to deal
is
with the most.
though. It is.
We got to deal with the most pressing part first. I mean, if you come into the ER, you got a knot on your forehead, you got a gash in your arm. What you think gonna focus on first?
Probably the gash in the arm.
So let's start there first, please. All right, appreciate it,
thank you
Blake.
so
Thank
much,
you.
brother. All right. All right. Then
So what? So let me ask you this.
yes, go ahead, Frank.
Y'all sound like some very knowledgeable folks.
Hmm?
What's the solution to fix Chicago?
We got to replace the system of white supremacy with the system of justice. The problem is white supremacy.
Okay, because I'll be honest with you. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here within this system of injustice. I called 911 and I get arrested. This shit ain't no joke, man. It's all bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just systematic white supremacy. That's what they create all of the negative elements there, and then they try to blame black folks. They're a symptom of what's going on with some of the black people there, because most of the black people in Chicago are phenomenal people. I mean,
Absolutely.
so to define black Chicago from the elements of underworld city, that's, they've always done that. They've always thing. Oh, there's a lot of noise going on. There's always been this thing where they try to demonize black society based on certain criminal elements. And that's only done with us, by the way. They only do that with us. We're the only group who are pathologized based on certain elements of crime within the community. We don't co-sign. Most black people, generally, we're not co-signing any type of crime. But when white people go shoot up schools every week, and they're clicked in with the network of people on certain websites and message boards. We know where they are and who they are. They never pathologize them. It's always the lone wolf. He didn't know any better, or he didn't get a hug as a child. It's every excuse in the book. But if a black person commits a crime, well, damn it, that's because of fatherlessness. That's a con game. And they know that. Let me get Brandon in here. Let's get Brandon. Mr. Brandon, hop on in. Mr. Brandon, hop on in, sir. That'd be great if you hop on in.
Hey, what's up, Tariq? How are we doing tonight?
Great.
Have we had a lot of Spurgs?
Hey, everything's great. We're great, man. How's everything going on over there in that trailer?
Oh, dude, my trailer is nice, bro. I got my bug zapper rolling. You know, it's good. I got some non-seasoned chicken on the grill. Like, it's
I
perfect.
bet you got them trailer tires armor all up, don't you? Shiny. So all the women.
No. They got moss on them. I'm lazy.
Oh, you would put some armor on so the women can come up and see you rolling, riding dirt. What's
Beautiful, dude. I love it. So the question that I was in a space earlier, and there was a guy, and he's like, there's so many inventions in the world that have been stolen from the Black community,
mm-hmm.
and I would like to make a movie, and it's going to be called "We Was Kangs,"
Oh,
and then it's going to portray a strong Black man that's like he like has funneled all of these beautiful ideas into one place. And some evil white man rolls up in that bitch and he takes the ideas and then he says they're his and he gives them to his friends.
oh,
And
I got a bet.
and and the guy was like, I think this is going to be really hard to find funding for.
I got a bet.
And I was like, I don't think it's going to be that hard to find funding for, brother. Like,
No.
I think, like,
slow down, because I got you're stepping on my idea. I got a way better idea for a movie, and you can help. This is about you and your family. It's about your because we know that your birth rates are already struggling, and your white sister is out here bobbing on black soul poles. And let's do a movie about her having a black baby, and it's going to be your nephew, and that's going to be the only one left in your family. And the name of the movie is called We Was Crackers. All right. I think that will take off. Who do you think will get to play the child? Um, um, let's throw some names out there. We can find somebody from the Disney Channel to play your nephew. All right, and We Were Crackers, and we'll get. I think we can get Tom Cruise to play you. How do you think about that?
I think it's hilarious actually because two of my three sisters are good trad wives with 2 and 4 kids, and they make sandwiches and they are good women. The other one, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. She's banned. Like, I won't even talk to her. She's good trash.
Oh, she has a.
I'm being honest with you. Like, life happens.
You have a black baby.
So
does she have a black baby?
No, she has a white baby that she abandoned, and then her shitbox dad had to come to Jesus and realize, maybe I should take care of my child because my baby's mom is a piece of shit and my child's chilling at some other asshole's house. I'll be a good dad now.
There you go.
So he stopped doing drugs and took care of the kid. And I was like, well, I won't beat his ass when I meet him. Good for him.
There you
go. So her though, she's banned. Like, I won't even talk to her. She's trash. So everybody has problems. Everything's life. Like, racism is racism. Everybody's mad at everybody. Like, whatever, y'all. We can all kick it. Like,
yes, indeed. So yeah, let's work on that We Was Crackers skit. Well, let's work on that script and see what we can do with it. All right. Let me get some more people in here. Shout out to everybody in here. Who is this? Let's get Anti-Love Life. Anti-Love Life, what's going on? While I'm talking, my dogs and drug a damn dead possum up here by my damn door in the front. I got a Frenchie. Them Frenchies, they were bred to train. They were bred to hunt rodents. So my damn dog be out here killing every damn thing. I mean, killing skunks and possums and squirrels and shit. Oh man. All right. Anti-Love Life. What's up?
What up, brother? You hear
I
me?
hear you. What's up, man? How are you?
Man, good to talk to you. Been a minute since I talked to you, brother. But man, that damn white supremacy we had on here breathing all that hot air, that bullshit. All that bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Cause he was sitting there talking about this single mother. That's some bullshit. Cause I seen brothers that died in war and shit. I had an uncle that died in war, man. Had to raise that child by himself. Nah, his wife had to raise the child by himself. Man, that boy grew up, got a trade. He working on boats. He out there in the Caribbean and shit. I mean, like he making money.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's he papered up all the way up, 100K a year. And man, that white supremacy shit that just got off that phone, that was bullshit. And I got a skit for him. We're gonna call that shit "We Like Quiche." So we're gonna have that shit. We're gonna have "We Like Quiche," and what we're gonna do is get the honey. We're gonna have Honey Boo Boo in the middle of that shit, and we're gonna have Duck Dynasty as the main actor. So he gonna get up there with his half talking ass and have him out there talking all that country twang. We're gonna give him a Confederate flag, and then we're gonna have some brother come out there and whoop his
There
ass.
you go. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you. All right, let's get Val. Let's get Val in here. Nyla?
Oh, hi. How are
That's
you?
Nyla. What's up, Nyla?
Hi. So are you talking about like white supremacy and things like that? And I completely agree with you. I completely agree
Nyla,
with you on a lot of.
Nyla, are you the Dominican chick?
I'm Dominican. I'm not Dominican. I'm Haitian.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
I completely agree with you because because white supremacy within America is very rampant. I mean, look at what they're trying to do to museums that teach about slavery and Black history. They're trying to get rid of it, and I feel as though because I could compare a lot of things like within America. We talk about the Holocaust, what happened to Jewish people, and in school, in middle school and high school, when we learned about like Jewish history and things that happened in the Holocaust, they told us everything. They told us how young girls were being raped, how they were being starved to death, how they were being beaten, shot as games and things like that. But when I would learn about slavery in school, they told us about how we were whipped, how we were locked outside, how we were forced to work in hot degree weather, things like that. But they only told us about those things. They only told us about those things. They never went to the extent of how white slave masters would scalp slaves, how they would use babies as alligator bait, how they would, rape women, rape the Black woman that they owned, things like that. And like I said, I completely agree with you about how white supremacy has affected
Right.
America. I made a post talking about how we as the American people will never get out under from dirty politicians, millionaires, billionaires, and world leaders because of the fact that we put them on the same pedestal as like gods. I mean, look at Trump. People put Trump on the same pedestal as a god. We will and he will probably will I don't want to say he will never get held accountable. One day I feel like he will, hopefully before he dies and kicks it to the grave. But we will never I feel as though until the American people
Girl, okay. I don't know what you all over the place. Girl, you all over the place. Thank you, sweetie. I had to land your plane. You're bouncing all over the place. Lord, dear. You just kept changing subjects and changing topics. Okay, yeah, okay. I respect the passion, but yeah, you got to be focused. There's something else going on with you. There's some ADHD or something. You just kind of rambling and ranting just all over the place. I'm trying to rock with you, dear, but yeah, you weren't really making a point. You were just kind of jumping from point to point and stuff like that. Come on, y'all, let's get it together. I don't want the thing to get. I don't want us to get too incoherent. All right. Let's get Tampa Bay in here. Tampa Bay.
Hey, brother Tariq. That first cracker, I meant caveman, I'm Caucasian dude.
Yeah.
He talking about black. Trump ain't never did nothing specifically for white people. Trump brought over all white African people
Mhm.
from Africa, and there was one black dude. It was an African out there who tried to come over with the Caucasians because he was in South Africa too. And Trump turned his ass back at the
It's
door.
hilarious.
He forgot to leave.
Oh,
He left that part out.
mm,
And yeah, I want to throw that out. And most of the money that that schools are going to put in our black children in special aid. He left that part out too.
right.
That's what mainly all that money going, because not a dime is going to these kids education wise. I can see if they even bought them a laptop or something. They didn't even do that for none of these black kids. So he's a liar. And the second cracker, I mean Caucasian, came up there he wrong too, and everything he said. I'm not even about to backtrack on that because it was just so slow, dumb, and low IQ, or should I say high IQ. But I'm just leave that these crackers, Caucasians, liars, bro. And I'm gonna drop down.
Thank you, dear.
Hey family, you all need to come down to the Hidden History Museum on Saturday, October 4th, 2025 for the Funny Fall Fest Comedy Mixer. It's hosted by Tariq Nasheed and Dwan B, and there are going to be some of the funniest comics in the game performing that night. This is the place to be. I've got a full evening lined up just for you, starting with a complimentary dinner, pop music, followed by a night of non-stop laughter. It's going to be popping for real. You don't want to miss this night of food, fun, and comedy at the Hidden History Museum. Get your tickets now at hiddenhistorymuseum.com. See you there.